My first guest is Dr. Jack Kevorkian. Dr. Kevorkian has become one of the most controversial figures in medicine since June of 1990, when he helped Janet Adkins, who was in the early stages of Alzheimer's disease, kill herself. Since then, he has helped 3 more gravely ill women end their lives. In those 3 cases, he was charged with murder. The last of those charges were recently dismissed. They call you Dr. Death, they call you Dr. Doom. This isn't what you went to medical school for, I'm sure. How did you ever get started in this? What began this process for?
The doctor has three missions in life. Using his expertise, knowledge, and training and ability to the best of his ability, he is to prolong life as much as possible. As long as the health warrants it, he's to maintain the health also. That's the second. And the third is to alleviate or curtail suffering. Now, we have de-emphasized the third one in our society. It's still a doctor's duty.
Now, your wife had severe pelvic pain. She had a series of operations trying to figure out what was wrong with her. Not sure they ever did. Tell me about her illness. How much pain was she in? What was it like?
Well, she was in pain that no amount of medicine, including morphine or the legal dose of morphine is, I don't know exactly, but she was taking 4 times that dose by one doctor and still wasn't getting rid of the pain.
Dr. Kevorkian, once again, so she went to a good specialist, she went to the best. We both know how many times, you know, they turn out not to have the answer. You really feel in your heart of hearts secure with this? This was your wife, for instance. Would you have given up at that point? Every avenue had been explored?
Yes, the pain specialist was the top man in this area, and he admitted on communication, I think it was a television show, he admitted openly he couldn't help her.
Yeah. He's one doctor, though.
I decided that I had to do something to help this woman who was screaming in pain so loud that the neighbors could hear it.
Wouldn't a more logical thing at that point have been a second opinion? We're always telling people get a second opinion. Another world-class pain specialist.
Yes, there were 10 operations, Dr. Dean. At some point, she has a right to decide enough is enough.
Most physicians, frankly, we do a lousy job managing pain, and it scares me to think that people could make a decision like this without availing themselves of the best possible medical care. Suicide could be a frighteningly terrible mistake, a permanent, irreversible one. So if there's any margin of error at all, which there almost always is in medicine, this is just not a tenable idea. In every medical decision, you have to balance what you stand to gain versus what you stand to lose. In this case, what you stand to gain is nebulous at best. What you stand to lose is everything.
I drove up to my mother's house one day, and there was a car in front of my mother's house, and it had a bumper sticker that said something about Jack Kevorkian. It said, "Had enough, you know, call Jack."
I think Kevorkian was sort of a societal phenomenon.
Twice now, Dr. Jack Kevorkian used his
more widespread public.
One poll taken about 1994 showed that with the single exception of the President of the United States, more people knew who Jack Kevorkian was than any other figure, living or dead. Amazing.
She wrote a long letter explaining why she was going to go to Jack Kevorkian and what her criteria were and what her reasons were, and that she still loved us, and please don't take it personally. And so the rest of the people in the room had to go around and nod their head and say, yes, we understand that's what she wants. And then it came to me, and I choked. I just couldn't do it. It's what she wanted. And I'm sure that even what happened after her death, all the politics probably would have made her happy, you know, that maybe she may have contributed in some way to something that she believed in.